Hello, everybody, and thank you for understanding all my health issues. Yesterday, I was still unable to be on the chair for longer than 20 minutes. Hopefully, today, I'll be able to be for at least half an hour. It's getting better every day, so that points to better diagnostic. Because the thing is that I want to see the doctor Thursday. I'm waiting. Well, obviously, I wasn't waiting for that on Thursday because of 4th of July and everything. I'm waiting sometime from Monday for them to give me an MRI schedule. I had an x-ray, and the x-ray showed that there was no kidney stone, but in the area that I am hurting, there's a lot of scar tissue, and they cannot figure out if it's a broken scar tissue. I probably did a move or something and I stretched that scar tissue because my whole back is a scar tissue. The pain is exactly on the incision site of the latissimus dorsi breast reconstruction, where they cut and prelevated that muscle on my back. If it is broken scar tissue, if it is adhesions from the surgery, or if it is, because that's a possibility, as I had that in 2016 on my left side, if it is a hernia, because on the left side, whenever they cut to prelevate the muscle, they cut into the fascia of the muscle beneath. So that involved a hernia with some of my abdominal stuff starting to come out. So they had to put it back in, and it was horrible. Anyway, my doctor told me that to rest, do pretty much nothing, don't lift anything over 2 pounds, and rest with ice packs on the site. And if it gets better, that means that the highest probability is that it is broken scar tissue. But I guess we won't know until after I have the MRI. So there's that. Hopefully that's what it is. But she said that she sees that very often in breast cancer survivors who had my type of reconstruction. And yeah, she saw why I thought it was a kidney stone, because that's the exact spot where the kidney stone hurts. Oh well, and let's hope that it will get better, and let me get into the whole thing so I can finish it as much as possible before I start hurting too bad to do anything. So number one, you will have to make yourself, you don't use the direct stamp on it, because the direct stamp, this is what it's going to leave on the polymer clay. You want to make an inverse stamp. So you see, this is baked, this is my inverse stamp. I showed this to you and I showed you how to do faux cloisonné, and we are going to try and do this time inclusions. One thing is that you can do this with a raw, unbaked clay, or you can first bake the clay and then do the inclusions. It's a little bit tedious to make, but you can have some beautiful, beautiful results, and you can use whatever scraps you have laying around. So, before further ado, without further ado, let's go ahead and do this. And whenever I have this kind of stamps, I don't put them on top, because pressing on them, if it's not cast clay or bake and bend, it may break the clay. So have the impression on the bottom and then put the clay on top. and I will show you different. Okay, this hurts a bit. And I'm going to get 2 of them because I want to show you 2 different things. I will have to do a decoupage, if you want, with my X-Acto knife to have the perfect outline. And let's do one more. And you'll see in a minute why I want to do 2, because it's 2 different. It's going to be 2 different, completely different looks. Ow, 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 ow. Thinking maybe one of these things caused my. I was trying very hard to press here. Alrighty, so I'm going to first of all take all kinds of itty bitty things. It is easier to do this on an already baked. I'm not going to hide that from you, but the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use this. I have a leftover Skinner blend, and I'm going to get it on the thinnest setting. And there we go. And what I'm going to do, as I said, it is easier to do with already baked, but you'll have to use Bake and Bond. So I'm going to do this very gently, because all I want is to get a little bit of an impression, so I know what to cut. I need to go on the side. Because it's different when you don't have, you've heard me before saying that, when you don't have a camera right above your, hey. And this is a little bit too thick. It's a little bit less here. Maybe I didn't really choose a good subject. And then I will do the same thing on the other side. And well, I'm just gonna go. I forgot you need to get your impressions on both sides before doing anything else. I mean before placing one, because then you cannot get the impression anymore, obviously. And then, where's my thing here? If you have this already baked, you can directly place this and then use your sponge and your roller, and it will kind of cut on what it is on the raised surfaces. So use exactly what you have around. You don't have to have anything prepared ahead of time. It will be just fine. Okay, so I'm going to use this here. And then this here. And I'm not going to fully finish this specific one because I want to show you the other one. I am really happy that I was able to catch up a little bit on the housework. Not entirely, because I cannot vacuum as per doctor's orders. Oh, stay there, will you? So I think by the end of the week, when I'll hopefully be able to use a vacuum, my carpets will be pretty much white from the cat hair. But I'd rather not be in pain, if you know what I mean. I do stop, and from time to time I found that carding brush is the best thing to use for cat hair. But the vacuum itself is too heavy for me to use. And no, I cannot use a Roomba because I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, you mean on this? Yeah, you can do that. I find it that it's easier when you bake this and then lift it, because there will be slight differences between the original stamp and this. Very slight, but there will be. Okay, so ideally this is pretty much what it looks like. The other thing that you can do right after baking, so as I said, it's easier when you bake it first. And the thing you can do right after baking is to use silver wax and buff it and everything, and only after that start placing these and then bake it again. Yeah, unfortunately it is a new thing. I cannot do lives anymore without putting in ads. That's the new YouTube thing. I tried. In the settings it is set without ads, but this is the new YouTube thing. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do about it. That's I chose the minimum possible, but I cannot do anymore any kind of live without ads. So I got the smallest, the less impact. I apologize, but there is really nothing I can do about it. I'm not, you know that I always had the sponsor lives without ads. Not anymore. And to be very honest, there's two reasons why I chose to get to the membership and to do the whole ads thing generally. Is because you know that my channel didn't have ads and that I had memberships on my website. Well, YouTube, about a month before I decided to switch over to channel memberships, YouTube announced that even if you have your channel set for no ads, they are going to play ads. So I said, well, if they are going to play ads, why not actually have income from the ads? You know, so that's when I switched to ads and channel membership. It saved me also a lot of frustration because when I had the sponsors tutorials on my website, even if it was better in terms of the fact that I could post downloadable PDFs, which were way more descriptive than what you see on the sponsors videos at the end of the video, because that's what I did. I moved everything over and I copied the text of the PDFs that were on the website and I put them at the end of the videos. But I had a lot of issues because some people had older devices and they couldn't play the videos on their devices. Now, even with older devices, you can play videos on YouTube. That is because there's something called codecs, and that's a piece of software that translates the code of the video into something that your device can read, can see. Now, these codecs are expensive. They are very expensive. I mean, think anywhere between 1,000 and 3,000 a year, and there are a lot of them that you'd have to have at least a dozen in order to accommodate all types of devices. You can imagine I don't have that kind of money. So, but with moving everything on YouTube, nobody has issues watching the videos anymore. So this is pretty much what you get, as you can see. And of course you can get more stuff going in. If you find a way that is easier for you to work with. But as I said, the easiest way is to actually bake this and then start filling it up. Bake it, get the wax on it so it will all already be shiny and pretty, and then start filling it up. Of course, don't forget to use bake and bond, because you're going to be placing, obviously, raw clay on baked clay, and you need to use bake and bond. I'm not going to fill all of this up because I want to show you the other thing, and on the other one I am actually going to use resin, so you can see the final. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to use is from, oh come on, stay there already. It's from an older tutorial, and to do it, all you need to do is to get some pearlescent. Okay, you can already see how this is going to look like. It looks very, very worked. I don't know how to call it otherwise, but it looks very worked, very tedious, very. And once the silver part has the wax on it, it will look like an actual inlay in metal. Okay, let's grab this one. And what I'm talking about is this. You can simply get this kind of stuff by just layering thinner strips of two different pearlescents. Here it is gold and bronze primo. And then what you do, you just kind of crinkle it after you've layered, let's say, like 3 stacks of them. You flatten them up, you crinkle it, and then you start cutting slices, horizontal slices out of it. And then you'll get this. What you're looking for is actually, obviously, the mica shift effect. So let me get these together now, and then I'm going to go through the machine on the thinnest setting, and we get this. And we are going to actually, as Elaine said, I cannot turn around. I'm not going to turn around. But with this one, if this is baked already, as I said, you just put some bake and bond in these little things, then you put this on top. You use either a cosmetic sponge or wax paper, and then you just press with your roller. And of course you can first do like this with your fingers to make the whole thing go in, and I'm going to do this anyway because I need the impression. And then, as usual, and I told you this tip before, whenever you press your roller, and actually let me show you real quick, let me get this. Whenever you press raw clay on baked clay, it is going to cut itself. So this is the best thing to do when, well, I don't have bake and bond here, so it doesn't stay in place. This is the best thing to do whenever you're doing the sides of pendants and stuff. Oops. It's going to just sit where it's placed, and the same is going to happen on your butterfly. Just remember to place bake and bond in the little cavities. Just use a a toothpick. And I'm not going to do all of this because, as I said, I want to finish showing you how it works before trying to find before I start hurting too much to do anything. But when we are talking about this kind of inlay, it's going to have a ton of mica shift effects, and it is going to look absolutely fabulous. Come on, stay here. Goodness gracious. I'm not doing a lot of stuff. I just want to have enough in there so that I can put the resin, and you can see how it would look like when it is. Let me just grab another. Starting to hurt. So I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can. Oh, come on, get on the other side. There we go. And even if it's not completely full, as I said, it's just a matter of showing you how it would look like when it's all said and done. Let me put a little bit of but yeah, don't think that YouTube doesn't do all this thing out of the kindness of their heart. They're all about getting money. So obviously they already take YouTube takes about 40% of the revenue, and the channel gets 60%. So let me get this in there. And I'm not saying necessarily resonate, but this is how it will. What I do recommend is to do a little bit of obviously you have to have the base has to be baked and with the wax on top. But what I would recommend is, once you have placed all of this, do a little bit of burnishing, so that way it will stay shiny and you won't even need to buff or do anything, and you'll get all these beautiful copper style inlay in silver. Another thing that you can do, and it will look beautiful if you want to make an imitation of mother of pearl inlay, just use your easiest way. I mean, you can look at the mix that I used in my foam mother of pearl, and just get one of those little things and slice it and get it on thin. Or you can use the for abalone. Well, yeah, it's better than 60/40. Or you can use the, because I have, if you go, let me see, I'm going to show you. Well, this is okay. So if you go on my channel, you can search search mother of pearl, and you have here all the tutorials. Or you can search, let's say, abalone, and you get everything that had abalone in it, or something similar. This was from the, actually these flexible modes comes with, in this review, it comes with a recipe, a tutorial for abalone, and then this was a different one that I did. It was alive by what I can see. Let's check. This is abalone inspired. It's not really the abalone thing. So let's get back to show you how this would look. And I'm going to refocus so I can show you better. Again, I'm sorry I cannot sit on the chair to show you the full example. You can see the whole prettiness of the mica shift, but I wanted to show you how to do it. And this is, it's not perfectly done, but you can see how it would look. So there we go. I am starting to hurt. I managed to be on for half an hour, and I'm very happy. So I would suspect that next weekend, next Sunday, I'll be back on track, and hopefully this week be able to finish. I'm with the videos that I have to come up with. I still have to. I'm at the point of, they are almost all of them are completely edited, and I am working either on narration or on captions. So I wish you a great weekend, what's left of it, and I shall see you next Sunday, fingers crossed. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and I love you all. Bye.